up, y'all? This your boy DC with emix.com. Welcome to the channel and welcome to the Emix podcast. But before we dive into the next episode, if you make any kind of music and you plan on putting it out the right way, then you know the importance of getting your music properly mixed and mastered. And that's what we do here at emix.com. We make it super easy. Just upload your sessions and our mix engineers here will get it mixed to industry standards. And we have plans starting as low as $39.99 a month. So I'll leave you that link in the description below so you can click on it and get started today. All right, y'all, let's dive into this episode. Peace. What up, y'all? This your boy DC.
I'm Zach.
And we got the homie Mars Daniel. What up, dog?
Get you sipping up commission, see a pocket wasn't listening, get you missing when you switching.
How's it going, man?
What's
going on, guys?
Welcome to the Emix Lounge, man. We glad to have you in here. We gonna have fun. We gonna turn up.
It's good to be here. Let's do it.
Let's go. All right, Zach, what you got?
Cool, man. So just to start us off, just let everyone know who you are, how you got into music, and how you got to where you are today.
All right. So, I've been making music I've been like singing, messing around on guitar and stuff like that since I was a little kid. I came from like a somewhat of a musical family, but nobody did it professionally or anything. So, I was in bands and stuff like that. Since I was like about 14, about that time, I got a version of Fruity Loops and started making beats and stuff like that. Helped some friends out with mixtapes in like, middle school to high school, and was doing that whole thing. Kind of was like, just for fun, whatever, when you mess around with stuff at that age. And then I kind of started taking it a little more serious. And probably when I was like 21 and started around then, and I was like, I want to pursue this full time. So I started working, got a band together, and we were playing a lot of shows and playing around, and started doing it full time around that time. And then just things progressed, and now here I'm in LA and doing songwriting and production for some major TV shows and some companies and stuff like that, and some artists, and it's cool.
Hell yeah,
Started
man.
from the bottom, now you're here.
Yeah. Here we are.
Hey, Zach, that's another tally for FL Studio, bro.
I know, right?
Another one.
I know. We have a little tally list going on. See how many people got each DAW. So are you still in Fruity Loops, or are you in a different one now?
Now Logic, but I mean a little bit still FL, but Logic now. Yeah. And right, there we go. But I do use Cubase a lot too. So.
Okay, cool.
Oh, that might be the first Cubase on the show, though, for real.
It is. Yeah. Do you use Cubase more than you use Logic?
Now it's more Logic, especially with the new sampler and stuff like that. Like, yeah.
So you got the update?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, I got to,
liking
man.
It?
It's cool. Definitely makes the sampling a little bit easier. I know Ableton's like strong suit with that, but I feel like Logic's pretty well rounded with just production and tracking and engineering and stuff like that. So that's why I like it.
And he said it. I'm telling you, that's look, I'm team Logic. So we get a lot of people to come on the show, producers or whatever, and we just kind of keeping a tally of what DAW they use and why they use it. And that Logic update, bro, that took it to another level for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's a lot of cool features in there, so I'm excited that they're bringing it with the updates. So Apple's doing good, man. I mess with GarageBand a lot, to be honest, as well. So like you got it on the phone, you can do ideas and stuff like that on the fly, and it integrates perfectly. So
yeah, I use it too. They integrated a lot of those features in Logic too, with the whole like loops and that.
Yep.
But yeah, it's pretty dope. I mean, hey, it's always good to be able to have, like, if you get an idea and be able to like go on your phone and lay down just something simple. Just
get it right there, because that inspiration, like, it's so fleeting. So if you can capture it in the moment, you'll get the real thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. So can you actually like take the ideas from your phone and then like drop those projects into Logic?
Yeah, all the yeah, it opens directly because it's a .band file and it opens in Logic. So You know, it pulls up if you have all the sample packs downloaded, it'll pull up the instruments and everything will pretty much fit in perfectly.
Damn, that's crazy, man.
So it's nice.
So you're talking about moving to LA. Can you talk about like that transition and like where did you grow up?
Iowa.
Iowa? Okay, cool,
Between
cool.
Iowa and Montana. Yeah.
All right, dope. So
Okay. I see you.
how did you know like how did you know the timing on when you should have moved to LA? Like what fell into place that made it feel right?
Honestly, I think it's just a feeling, you know, like I always recommend like you know, saving up some money, you know, to make that transition easier, and maybe lining up a job or, you know, whatever type of side hustle you need to do to be stable. Because I think I'm pretty big on stability. I think like you need a good environment. But I think you kind of just know, you know, I think you need to plan for it and move towards it. But, you know, I think a lot of people overthink and maybe wait like longer than they should too. I'm just kind of a action man. Like I like just jumping in and doing it and figuring it out as you go. So
Yeah.
I
No,
think if you have that feeling you need to make the jump and, you know, you want to take it to the next level, like there's just honestly with the internet now you can achieve success and achieve a lot of big things from anywhere, but like magic just happens in certain places, you know. And I think in LA, in Nashville's and Atlanta's and New York's, but if you're considering going to the city, like I would recommend it.
hell yeah.
Plus
Yeah.
YOLO.
Yeah.
you feel me? And
Mhm.
that's what I've been on. So I'll see you out there, buddy.
Yeah, most definitely.
So when you moved out there, did you have like, you know, just like a side job, or were you pretty prepared and you already had like a bunch of music stuff when you moved out there?
I had been, well, it was a little bit of a transition because like I was making my income. I was already like had some friends and was producing and working on placements and stuff like that in the Midwest. But I was honestly getting most of my cash inflow from being in like, you know, my band, which was like a cover band. So we'd play like the college clubs,
Oh,
and it was
cool.
cool. Like we'd you know, bring out like 200-300 kids or whatever, and you know, like just have a good time, and definitely made some cash doing that. But there's not that much industry wise, and at that time, like I'm talking like 2000, probably 10, 11, 12. Like I just didn't have as good of idea of like what a tool the internet could be. So like you guys are doing with this podcast, like we weren't really like broadcasting stuff. So I feel like at that time there's like a cap to what you could do on a local market.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think yeah, I could have definitely done a better job like syndicating stuff, but yeah, made some money doing that, but it was a bit of a transition to go from making full-time money from music to coming out to LA where there's like a lot of musicians, and as far as like making money from like live performance and stuff like that is probably not as big an opportunity, honestly, as some places that aren't as music centric of a place except for like Nashville. So from there, like when I moved out here, then I hopped into like I got a job as a barista and was just like making contacts, like, you know, making people coffees and stuff like that and getting to know people. So that was like probably like a year process or so. And for me, like yeah, I kind of just thought it was the time. I honestly didn't really prepare, and that much. I just went out here with some cash and figured it out, you know. Got a place to stay and a job lined up, and went from there.
Oh yeah.
So when you guys were doing like the whole cover band thing, how big
Mm-hmm.
was the team at that point, or was there no team yet? Did you have management? Do you have a booking agent? Like what was the scale at that point?
No, we were doing everything, you know, by ourselves. So basically, you know, we'd book the gigs and just talk maybe to some local promoters and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, pretty much we just, you know, did the booking and we're managing ourselves and stuff like that.
I got you.
So
yeah.
it was all local based. It was all in Iowa.
Yeah, for the most part, yeah, it was in Iowa, it was in Illinois, in Minnesota.
Oh,
So it
cool.
was like kind of like that little local, you know, Midwest circuit, Missouri.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Oh.
So I want to talk about touring life a little bit because you've been on a
Mhm.
couple tours, correct?
Yeah, like college shows and stuff like that.
Cool.
So yeah, that was a cool experience as well. But yeah, with that, basically, that's a good thing if you're trying to do touring. Like honestly, a lot of colleges have built-in entertainment budgets, so you can knock out getting in front of people and getting paid at the same time.
Mm.
Right.
So with that, just make your electronic press kit, your EPK, and then send it to the basically to the colleges, and they have like program boards for like events for the students, and then they have good sized budgets, so you can talk with them and line up a string of those, and then just rent a car or whatever, get some friends, ideally maybe like a photographer and somebody around sound, and Chuck, so he's came along with on a lot of that, and it's
Yeah.
cool. That's definitely a good experience, and I think a lot of people don't realize like how tangible that is. But it's a
Mm.
lot of it is just reaching out and
Mm-hmm.
reaching out to people and taking your shot. The worst people can say is no, but honestly, if you just send out a bunch of invites, like there will be people that say yeah. And before you get to that point, like you want to release some music and have some content out and stuff like that first. But once you build up like a little catalog, then just start reaching out.
Hell yeah, man. No, that's super good advice. And like, I think that's something that's so overlooked. I don't know if you read
Mhm.
Ari Herstand's book, Making It in the New Music Business, but he talks a lot about like college shows and stuff, and
Yeah.
it.
No, I hadn't. Yeah, I hadn't. I read it after I ran into him at the hotel cafe out here, and he
Oh,
told me
no
about his
way.
book. So yeah, so checked it out,
Crazy.
and yeah, he's a cool dude.
Yeah,
But
man.
yeah, he had a lot of good tips in there for sure.
What
Yeah.
what 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 kind of advice would you give for someone in your position that you were in a couple years ago? Like, because now there's no shows, you can't go on like a little tour like that.
Yeah, I would say I think that's going to come back here. Let's see what happens with vaccines or whatever, or other solutions to live performance. But um, I think that stuff's going to come back here real quick. But in the meantime, I mean, I would just say start building like your online audience. Back to syndicating and the power of the internet. Just drop content on a consistent schedule, and you'd be surprised what can happen. You know, People
Mhm.
can find you. Just got to hashtag it right and drop content consistently.
Most definitely.
But as advice I would give to myself, I would just say keep releasing content. Do covers, do remixes, do you know honestly stuff you enjoy, and you know uh just
Yeah,
release. Don't overthink it, but just put stuff out.
I think that's good advice, and I think that's a issue with a lot of artists, all genres too. It's just they might get in their head, or it's not
Mhm.
perfect, so they don't put it out.
Yep,
Um,
exactly.
yeah, it's like, how do you ever go to learn or get feedback in direction if you don't ever put anything out?
Yep. Yeah, that's the major key, man. You just gotta drop it. I mean, like, as musicians, we want everything to be, you know, perfect and tight and stuff like that. But at the
Mhm.
end of the day, you just gotta put stuff out so people can find you, and then you grow from there.
Mm.
What's your strongest platform? Like, is it YouTube? Is it IG? Is it like what do you feel like is your strongest platform?
I would say, yeah, YouTube probably, or Instagram. I've posted the most on. I was posting quite a bit on Vine, and I had like
Oh yeah.
I think 40 some thousand followers on there.
Wow.
And yeah, that, I mean, it works well. But it's just, again, just dropping content. Like a lot of this stuff I put out, I was like, oh, it's not perfect or whatever, but and on YouTube as well. But at the end of the day, like, just put it out and put it out consistently, and people will find you. And it's kind of a snowball effect from there.
And the good thing too, if you like, take advantage of the platforms that, are newer and like give you access to followers quicker, you can then
Mm,
use those followers and like pass them over
100%.
to your other platforms. But specifically with Vine, since it's gone now, RIP,
Hmm.
what type of content did you make for Vine? Was it just like little
Just
videos you
little
had put in?
covers.
Little
Yeah, little
covers?
covers for the most part. I mean, I would recommend people do well, maybe RIP TikTok, but
Yeah, right. It's coming. It's coming.
I mean, if TikTok sticks around, then I would say like honestly, TikTok's like that's pretty amazing, honestly, for organic, just reach to people. But like what I would say, like ask yourself the questions and see like what it is you want to do. If you're a producer, honestly, like making beats and just do a little something visual and put those out there. If you're a singer songwriter, just recordings of you playing guitar. If you want to sing and do like a remix with a hook, just don't worry about like honestly like sync fees and paying sample fees and stuff like that. Like just put stuff out. Like honestly, in the beginning, like no one's really paying attention, and it's going to get you attention. And if something does blow up, like most of the time people just want to cut. So then you can just make that agreement like after it blows up, because people just want to make money. So I think a lot of people let like the technicalities hold them back too. I just think just drop stuff.
So what you're saying is like, no, it's good. I was just saying, so what you're saying is like, you'd rather, was it ask for forgiveness and permission, essentially?
Yeah, kind of. And if everyone's making money, nobody's mad anyway. So
true.
Usually how it goes. But TikTok's an excellent, platform for that right now. So, I would say, people can be making, but know yourself, know your audience. And then, some people are better with long form content. Some people like the little loop in like acoustic videos that works. So try stuff out.
Are you big into your own analytics? Do you dive deep into that, or do you just kind of organically just do what you do?
I think analytics are big. I think it's good to pay attention to that, to like, when people are paying attention to you, like, when you're getting the most traction or, people eyes on your profile, like what times, what days a week and stuff like that. I think all that's important. And that's like information that traditionally, only like labels and stuff like that have had, but with technology, we have all that, all the digits on everything. So I think it's there. It's built into most platforms. So I would say like it can be very helpful. So I would say like take a look, and like there's YouTube tutorials and videos on like how to see how do you break down your analytics. So I'd recommend just like diving in, searching on YouTube or Google like how to break down that data and pay attention to it, at least somewhat. Also, the other thing then is like you can pay too much attention to the numbers and then try to like feed into that. You also got to do stuff that you enjoy. It's artistry at the end of the day,
right.
But that's part of that like music and business,
So you got to have a balance. Don't fall into, hey, I got to stick to these analytics and just stay with it. But like, do what you
also
want.
try stuff and then do what you want to, So it's both,
Hell yeah, man. I want to go back a little bit. We're talking about some stock plugins that you like, just like the stock features of Logic X. And I want to talk about what third-party plugins that you really enjoy right now.
Third-party plugins, man, I like Waves a lot. Honestly, I use I would have to say like CLA. Yeah, CLA guitars, CLA voice. Pretty big on those. Man,
I have to agree.
Yeah, I think those are solid.
Those are good plugins that you don't even have to touch it. Just throw it on the track, and it's already doing something.
Is that like an amp or?
The CLA guitars, is like amp stuff built in, but CLA vocals is just like it's like a channel strip, and
cool.
But there's just some like sauce with it, so I don't know. It just it makes it nice,
Hell yeah!
Shout out to Chris.
Yeah, shout out Chris.
Right.
He's a nice guy. I met him at NAMM last year.
Oh man.
Definitely worth checking out.
At NAMM this year I saw Dave Pensado.
Nice guy too.
Yeah, I just shook his hand. That was about it. There was so many people around him I couldn't get that close.
Yeah.
Young Guru. Shook his hand too, but that was about it.
Man, everybody's there. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's totally worth going to. Damn, man. Was that first time going? That was my second time.
Yep. That was your second time? Yeah, 2020 was my first time.
It was cool, man. I mean, right before Corona too. It was
I was just about to
perfect
say,
timing, man. Just snuck it in there. But it was cool, man. It's epic down there.
Yeah,
Definitely for gearheads, it's fun.
Oh, 100%. It's like one big, huge, like Guitar Center or Sam Ash or something.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Disney World for producers and artists.
Oh yeah.
Literally across the street from it. I do I do like Waves. I don't think you can really go wrong with Waves. Their prices are incredible. I use a lot of Universal Audio stuff as well. Their stuff is just pretty clean. So other than the CLA like series, is there any other plugins and Waves that you use, or is that pretty much your go-to?
Honestly, I'm pretty basic. Yeah, I use a lot of stock plugins besides that, but yeah, there's just definitely something special with those ones. But I use let's see. Yeah, for the most part, honestly, a lot of stock stuff.
Yeah.
So
Well, we'll talk about that, because I think that kind of goes into that artist that wants everything perfect. Like they feel like they can't produce good music unless they have this plug-in or that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true. Honestly, yeah. I mean, I've been there. I was buying like a few plugins, and then I was just like, now kind of I'm to the point where like, yo, it sounds good if you just do a voice memo and record the guitar like right there. There's something special with it. I know when you're not worried too much about like, you know, quantizing it and make sure everything's like mathematically perfect and the engineering's perfect on it. Like sometimes it captures like some soul to it that, you know, when you try too much to make it like perfect from an engineering standpoint, it can lose like some of the feel, so, or some of the rawness or whatever. So for me, like I felt like I was overthinking and maybe using like too much processing and stuff like that, and now I'm more so just like let it be like a little more raw and try to capture it just with whatever tools are kind of available. And that's why I've like been using like GarageBand I have a Shure microphone that plugs directly into the iPhone, and it sounds pretty crispy, and I've been using that quite a bit.
Nice.
Tracking in different spaces too, you know, you can be in a house or different rooms or whatever, you know, and just some of the natural sounds, you know. It's
so
cool.
It goes
like
directly in, no interface or anything, like literally just.
Yeah, no, it just goes directly in. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. I'm not sure what the model number is on, but if you just Google like iOS Shure mic, you can find it. But that sounds honestly real good. But there's a lot of audio interfaces, you know, stuff you can plug into the iPhone. But I've liked more like recently just recording stuff that you won't be able to replicate. Like again, you know, it's always like unique. So
you said you use like voice memos. Is that for?
Yeah, for iOS. Yeah.
Yeah. So you just record your vocals in there and then like use those.
No, not necessarily vocals, but like maybe instrumental stuff or some vocal ideas that might make it into like buried in the mix, you know?
Oh, cool. Like little ad libs or something in there.
Yeah, just like layers of stuff, you know, like I'm big on like just putting in like some environmental sounds like lightly into the mix too. Sometimes it adds like some atmosphere, you know, stuff can be a little dry. So just adding like a little space in the atmosphere here and there is, I think, like spices stuff up.
Sweet. Yeah. No.
Is that where you draw like some inspiration from, or where do you get your inspiration mostly?
For me, just life, you know, like honestly, like I guess typically with my process, like I do it a number of ways, but the way I find myself doing it is like making an instrumental and then riding around, getting inspired by that, and then doing like just pressing record and then doing some type of like freestyle to like the instrumentals or to the beats. And then honestly, I think like that's usually going to be like the most organic takes, you know, because like you subconsciously think about it, but your melodies and vowel sounds will harmonize like very well with the music that way when you don't overthink it, you know. So I found that works well for me. Like the less thinking, the better, honestly, a lot of times when making music.
So you said you rap as well, right? So you rap?
I wouldn't call it, no, I wouldn't say I rap. I mean, maybe like sing fast, I would say.
Sing fast.
You
I
know,
dig it.
yeah, sing fast. You know, but yeah. I don't know. I mean, this nowadays it's like there's a lot of crossover. You know, so
Yeah.
you know, like people are rapping on pitch. I don't know if you call that singing, and then vice versa. So
Right.
you know,
I like that though. Rap fast. I dig it. Or
Alright,
sorry,
sing
sing
fast.
fast. Sorry. Blah, blah,
Sing fast.
blah. No, I dig it, man. So we're reading through some of your stuff on like SoundCloud now, or sorry, Spotify, and it says you're a multi-instrumentalist. So you play guitar, and what else do you play?
guitar, violin, drums, piano, bass, and just kind of, I mean, whatever instrument, you know, honestly you can find. I think that's always like a cool way, like also to get inspiration, is just like try a new instrument or try a new something that you haven't really messed with before, like, and it's always going to be a different vibe every time, you know, different sounds with every instrument. So I try to play as many instruments as I can, you know?
That's super
But
cool.
those ones specifically, I played violin since I was like 8, so I did the whole like orchestra kind of training and stuff like that, and that's very good ear training. So yeah, if you get a chance ever to pick up like a stringed instrument like that, it's definitely worthwhile. And then yeah, everything just kind of along the way.
How much of that impacts the type of music you make today?
I'm sure like subconsciously, like melodically, it has some type of effect, because you know, like with the classical stuff, there's a lot of like crazy melodies in Mozart and Beethoven and stuff like that. They're a lot more like progressive, I guess genre wise you'd call it, because they have a refrain and then it changes like so much, but maybe melodic patterns. But then on top of that, my grandpa was into flamenco guitar, so he gave me a guitar and like Carlos Montoya, like flamenco tapes when I was young. So I was learning like some like the rumba and Spanish guitars and stuff from an early age too.
Hell yeah.
So definitely that is in the influence as well.
Yeah, no, that's dope. I think people who actually picked up an instrument and actually learned how to play it, regardless if you're good or not, you know, just having a tangible instrument, I think just for one is very therapeutic. It can be frustrating trying to learn it, but still therapeutic, and I think it just brings another element to making music, I feel. You know what I'm saying? I was one of those kids that played in the band. I was played all brass instruments. So your French horn, your trumpets, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, so I totally get it.
See guitar back there too. You play bass too?
So what happened with that is no, that was the instrument that I wanted to pick up and learn so bad. I love the bass. And I never really got around to it. I got lazy by just getting people who did know how to play bass and just having them come over and just play, you know, session players. And then like I just got pretty good at key bass, and then that just kind of just was it. Yeah.
It's always nice to have a bass.
Logic made the basses too realistic sounding for me, and that was it.
So good.
Yeah. No, I feel that for sure. Sometimes I'm like, do I even need to plug this guitar in? Just let me.
Yeah. So workflow. Let's dive into it a little bit, because I know you were just saying, you know, do you even need to plug in and do this? So you produce on Logic, correct?
Yep.
All right. So before you dive into the workflow, what's some of your top producers?
Top producers wise,
of all times, like your top, your you know, your Mount Rushmore of producers.
Probably Quincy, Teddy Riley, Stevie. Would definitely be top. I'm a big Prince fan. Like I'm pretty close to Minneapolis, so he was always a big influence. Being out there. Let me think.
You named some legends though already.
Yeah.
I mean, golly.
Yeah, I mean, of course, you know, they influenced everybody. So,
like just in that circle, I don't even know how many Grammys that is. Just in that circle.
Oh my gosh, you can't even count, man. Can't even count them. More recently, I mean, probably like I don't know. I mean, I know like down in Atlanta, like they're doing a lot of cool stuff. Like Sony Digital, all them Zaytoven, stuff like that. Like they do a lot of cool stuff. So I mean, that's definitely been a big influence, just how they produce. But yeah, I always find it. I think it's cool. Like when people, as an artist myself, like I like to work with other producers too a lot, because it's always stuff that you would never, as in all collaborations, some things you would never think of or come up with on your own. So I like that. But then, it's cool, like also developing stuff from start to finish on your own. So I got some respect for like Russ, him, his workflow, and Prince again, and Stevie before him. But those are probably some top ones for me. How about you guys?
DC. Nah.
Well, oh, appreciate it. Thank you.
I got you.
No, I mean, me personally. Okay, so Kanye, Pharrell, yeah, Timberland, in that era for sure. You know what I mean? And then right now, I think someone who doesn't get a lot of credit in producing, probably because I think he does most of just to producing for himself, is like a J. Cole. Yeah. His production is crazy.
I heard he plays violin too. That's crazy.
Bro, that's what I'm saying.
He's a virtuoso.
Yeah, he's super talented. I just think because a lot of the production is saved for him, he doesn't really get recognized that much. But and then like I have to take my hats off to the Atlanta crew, like your 808 Mafias and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just on being able to be so consistent so long. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Oh, man. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So
legends.
Yeah. And then I wanted to be a hater for so long when this person first came out, but he helped change the sound and kind of create a whole new subgenre of rap. So I had to salute the homie Mustard, DJ Mustard. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's on your side of town. He's in the West Coast, you know what I'm saying? Yep. But him doing what he's doing for YG and our whole West Coast movement, the records he has with like Nipsey and everybody, he just kind of changed that whole sound, that whole culture. So
100%.
Yeah. So some technical questions. Well, not too technical. Like, what comes first, lyrics or the music?
I would say usually music inspires lyrics, because the music's going to set like the mood. And I think like lyrically, like it doesn't have to be that the music inspires the lyrics, but I think like it usually fits a little more precisely, like when you draw the inspiration. So for me personally, usually that way. It's going to be like, drop the instrumentals and stuff like that, and then or listen through beats and then write to those.
So when you're like producing your music, what do you usually start with? Do you start with like drums, or do you start with like the instrumentals?
Usually instruments.
Nice.
Like usually lay down like some guitar riff or something like that, and then start drumming, and then I don't know. I'm big on like chord progressions too. I love chords. I listen also to like a lot of like gypsy jazz music.
Oh, sweet.
And they just have like crazy chord progressions, with like the leading tones and the walk ups and stuff like that. So like, I don't know. I think I'm big on chords. I think chords, can take something basic and like just the instrumental behind. Like even if like you are singing something basic, like it can add like a whole nother emotion, So I think that's focusing on the chords is cool. That's pretty big for me. The trick is you just can't go too crazy with it, or you got to save it for like a certain part of the song,
Yeah.
But
Well, shout out to another tally. Shout out to another tally for the music being first. Hey, you want to know? You want to know something crazy, Mars?
What's that?
Zach, he starts his productions with the hi-hats.
Really? It all comes from the hats. Dang.
Lies, all
I'm
lies,
totally
all
joking.
lies. Nah, man,
I'm totally
I'd be
joking.
impressed, to be honest.
I'm a big vocal chop guy, so I just
Mm.
start with that sometimes. But yeah, man, I like drums. I don't know why. I just feel like if you get like that beat going, I like electronic music, so I don't
Yeah.
know.
No,
There's a lot.
I agree with that too. Like once, because the drums kind of control like the energy. So like once
Yeah.
it's moving, like then you can just add on top of that, and it's a locomotion.
Hell yeah, yeah, man.
It's cool. Like there's so many different ways you can do it. That it's always interesting. Everyone's got their own vibe, and that's the amazing thing about music. There's a million different ways you could spin it, and like everything's gonna be something special. There's only seven notes, but there's like an unlimited amount of combinations. So it's crazy every time to me. So
Yeah,
I love music, man.
I love it too, man. That's the beauty of it.
It's life.
But yeah, man. So let's see here. Sorry, I got to look at another question. What's one thing that's going on in the music industry? Like it could be like a big thing or a small thing, that you would like to change?
I honestly think it would be cool. Like one thing I think that's cool with SoundCloud is like just in the culture of SoundCloud, like producers are always in the title of the song tracks. And
I
I
like
think
that.
I think it would be cool if that could be implemented either as like a featuring or whatever, or maybe just in the song titles, but if producers could be more in the forefront of the credit. Because I mean, the musical production is, let's face it, I mean, it's half the thing. When you look at split
Yeah.
sheets, it's got its whole own percentile. So like, like a lot of times just producers just don't get credit deserved. So I feel like that would be a cool thing if that could be standardized, or implemented.
That's really interesting because like I think about that all the time as well. Because if you look at like electronic music, it's usually the producer, right, of
Yes,
or
featuring
whatever,
artists.
and then featuring artists. Yeah, so
Yep.
maybe they could just flip it in like other music as well. I think that'd be a great idea.
Yeah, definitely it can be. I think it would be easy to implement. I think people just gotta maybe start doing it.
Yeah.
But
yeah, no, I think it's important. It might open up a floodgate because then now the writer is gonna want their credit and all that kind of stuff too.
yeah,
But
It's gonna be a really long title.
Yeah. No, but I think it's super important because sometimes, I mean, let's be honest, when you listen to a song for the first time, if that beat isn't where it needs to be, you're gonna hit that skip button. You know what I mean? So it's like the beat is it's like a feature. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to the credits. Let's get those credits in there.
Get them in there for sure.
So this is a question that we like to ask. It's just like a fun little question, but what's one thing that your fans do not know about you? Could be a fun fact, whatever comes to mind.
I'm Sagittarius. I don't know. My birthday's not really out there, so just so they know.
I dig it. I dig it.
Got the luckiest sign, so.
So Sagittarius, what type of personality is that?
I think I've heard it's the luckiest sign.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Besides that, I haven't dove that deep into astrology, but I mean, every time people are like, "Yeah, that's a lucky sign." So, how about you guys?
Do you feel lucky?
I feel lucky, man. I feel blessed, man. I woke up today, like
there you go.
We're here, man, living in LA, living the dream, So it's been cool. It's been a crazy last. Yep, it's been a crazy last year too. I've also been producing for some other artists. Guys, if you get a chance, be sure to check out Young Raph. We did like 40 or 50 joints for him like this year.
Damn.
Super talented kid from Spanish Harlem, New York, and been working a lot with him with another partner of mine, Chewing Gum. So definitely check out him, a beast producer. I've been getting the opportunity to do like some beats for like X Factor and America's Got Talent and stuff like that too.
Oh, sick.
Working with some of that crew. Shout out Lil Eddie.
What is that experience like?
That's cool. Like there's pressure. I mean, that's something pretty relatively new. Doing a few projects for them and stuff like that. But you know, it's TV, so there's deadlines with that, and there's you know, pressure. But like in that experience, like been working with like one of the most talented like songwriter producers.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think like Lil Eddie, if you guys get a chance, he's a legend. So be sure he just I was at a video shoot of his last night, so watch out for that.
Oh yeah, I think
it's crazy
I saw some footage of
yeah,
that, dude. It looked crazy with like
yeah,
the
the girls
pool and
twerking on the
everything.
pool.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, so the producers of the music video, they produced the last live show, I believe, for the last Super Bowl, and
Oh
like
shit.
that's, man, it's a crazy production. But yeah, it's been cool. I've got to do, you know, write some songwriting for EA Sports for like Madden music and stuff like that. And I don't know, like the whole LA experience has been crazy though. Everyone's out here. You get to go to pre-COVID, go to parties, you know, just network. And so I mean, again, if you get the chance, like I would say make the jump, you know.
Hell yeah.
How long have you been out there?
About 4 years now.
Yeah.
Okay. 4 years. Okay.
Yeah.
What's the music scene like in the Midwest before you moved over to LA?
In the Midwest it's a little more sparse. I mean, yeah, I mean, honestly, like bar culture in the Midwest is big. So I mean, there's opportunity to like be as a cover artist to like, you can play quite a bit and get paid good, you know, like, you know, with the band and stuff like that, we'd play like the clubs again, like 200-300 cap, and you know, walk out of there with like $1,000 or $2,000 or whatever to play those, vibe that up. So, you know, if you can book that out or get a job as a house band somewhere, like you can honestly make some cash, and rent and everything's lower in the Midwest. So,
Right.
So strategy wise, just strategy wise, what would you say would be the best strategy to like start off somewhere where, you know, there isn't a lot of music, so, you know, you could get more attention, or, you know, go to a place where it's so saturated that, you know, you're just surrounded by it all the time?
see, that's the thing. It's like the big fish in the small pond, or the small, you know, fish in the big pond or whatever. And I think that it just all depends on you and your strengths, you know, like if you're good at networking and don't mind just going out and kicking it with people and, you know, rubbing elbows with folks, you know, like in Hollywood, like there's not probably a better place. You're going to run into a lot of connected people, and, you know, but, you know, if you're just dedicated and can put content out on a schedule, like you can go far, like being anywhere, honestly, based anywhere. So like, I would just say, you know yourself. And, you know, if it's going to be cheaper, I'd say it never hurts to try it where you are, if you're in a place with a lower cost of living.
That's true. I guess you could like save some money, like, you know, put towards your projects. Like if you're not, you know, in more expensive places, you can definitely utilize in that way for sure.
What's just kind of jumping back into your life a little bit, on the music side, what's one artist, dead or alive, that you would just love to work with?
Man, I would say Prince, probably. R.I.P.
Nice.
Yeah, I would say Prince. Man, just such a big influence, and, you know, just such a legend, and he influenced so much. And I would man, that'd be a dream.
Well, yeah, that'd be crazy. Like would you
happy?
right? Would you like produce the record with him, or just kind of like, how would you want to do it if it was like your dream situation?
Yeah, I'd just like to get in the studio vibe and write and create something, you know, like, you know, if I could be involved in any way, like that would be sick. It would be sick just to come up with a record. And, you know, I think it would be fun to, you know, as a writer or producer, to be involved that way, or, you know, to be on a record. Like, I just think it would be an experience, man. You walk away with so much, you know, you take so much. I'm a big learner of being in situations, you know, so I think like as much as you can get in the studio with people, like there's just like a lot you can absorb being in person. So, you know,
so that leads me that leads me to this question that's been going around IG lately.
Okay.
Would you rather have $50K cash or dinner with Jay-Z?
I mean, for me personally, I would probably take dinner with Jay-Z. I
Boom.
think that
Let's go.
that would be worth it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
For me personally, but again, like if you're a whiz with marketing, like you can do a lot with 50K. You know, you can do a lot with 50K.
True.
Like,
True.
so
Right.
I mean, it depends on where you're at, but I mean, Jay-Z is a legend. And I think if we have the opportunity today, like I'd say I would probably take it, honestly.
Yeah. I think it's where you are mentally, because if
Mm.
you're somewhere pretty mature mentally, then to ask the right questions with
Right.
someone like Jay-Z. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? If you're not there yet with whatever entrepreneurial things you're doing, or marketing, or just being an artist, or wherever you are in business and life, if you sit down with someone like that, you'd be like, okay, so yeah, how's your day? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but that's
Yeah, you got to
no,
be able to
that's
take advantage of
that's
that
dope.
situation for sure.
Yeah, so Prince, man, yeah, like it seems like Prince is like that was like from day one as a little kid, like that's my dude right
Yeah,
there.
I love Prince, man. Yeah,
Mm,
absolutely.
yeah,
Man,
yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, he's just such a like a local legend out there. Like I mean, he's a legend for worldwide, but like like from the Midwest and from that area, like I grew up like an hour and a half away. So I mean, I've been by like Paisley Park and everything, and the compound and stuff like that, and just like I don't know, being close to it, it's also probably a little more influential.
And that's why I was asking. That's why I was asking, because being that close to someone who's made it to such a high tier,
Mm.
I didn't know if that resonated to the area, and to have people like want to be like musicians and artists, and like want to get
Yeah.
in the music industry. Because I'm from a small town in the Midwest too. I'm from Cleveland, so we got your Bone Thugs and Harmonies, and
Yeah.
like your MGKs. Right, so when we see that those people are winning, it's like brings that energy to the area. Like, oh, if they can do it, I can.
For sure. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think that's what it is. I mean, I'm from across the border in Iowa, but it's still like super close. So,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, man, most definitely. Yeah, that's the vibes. That's what it is.
Yeah. So,
So
I
would you? How about you guys? How about dinner at 50K? What would it be?
if this was me, if this was me 4 or 5 years ago,
Mhm.
I'm taking the money.
Mm.
Now, I can do a lot with a little. So now I just need that little bit of extra, like, secret sauce that he knows that I may not know.
Yep.
And my dinner with him would be, this is what I have going on.
Yeah.
Obviously, I would see what I can do for him first and foremost.
100%.
But after we talk that, this is what I got going on. Give me from the outside looking in view of what I got going on, and completely pick it apart and tell me what I need to change so I can go and do it.
Same here,
Yep.
man. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Connections are everything, dude. So like I'd
Mhm.
pick Jay-Z all day. But yeah, because once you have a connection and you can build that relationship, that'll take you farther than 50K for sure.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, you just got to know how to, how to take advantage of the situation and be like, pick that person's brain, and but once you can do that and come to it with a more mature mindset, for sure, I think I would take that experience as well all day.
Yeah. Dope.
So real quick, just wanted to dive into your upcoming projects that you're working on. Can you tell us a little bit about your upcoming projects?
Yeah, I'm going to drop some singles up to a project. The project's called ASMR, and I'm pretty excited about it. It's like I said, the stuff I've been working on over the last year, and I feel like while I've been working with other artists and producers and stuff like that, I've been having some of those artists and producers, bless my project just kind of slowly. I'm not trying to put it out fast, but I want it, everything to be right. I have music out there, and I think it's important to drop stuff and not overthink it. But it's been cool, like working with other people and then getting their opinion, feedback, and input on my project. Just over this last year, so I've got a lot more hands involved on it.
Cool.
And I think that's one of those things when you start working on when you work on other people's music, sometimes it helps you find yourself in your own music more as well. So helping other people also like gives back in a way, you know.
Hell yeah.
So as far as that project goes, I'm super excited for it. I got a couple videos, a couple more scheduled out. So trying to get visuals for most everything. Yeah,
So
lined up and shoot.
Yeah. So what number project is this for you?
This is project 5, I think.
Wow.
Project 5.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
I have a couple EPs. Like I don't know if you call it a project, but like a cover mixtape and a holiday album out. So.
Hell yeah.
You got a holiday album. Hey.
Wait, like
holiday album, man. Debut album.
What songs you
Right.
sing on the holiday album?
Just one. That one's about like a, classic Christmas. My take on classic Christmas stuff. So it was like a drum. Yeah, it was a drum machine and just guitar, and that's it. And then
I gotta check that out, dude.
Yeah,
that sounds awesome. So
it's fun.
This project that you're coming out with, is it a continuation stylistically from your previous projects, or is it a little bit switched up?
I would say evolution more than a continuation.
Mm.
It's still Mars, but it's 2020 Mars. So I mean, it's the new me. And
can we talk about that for like 2 seconds?
Yeah.
What's Mars? Like break down Mars for me real quick.
Mars is making artistic revolutionary sounds. That's it.
So it's an acronym. I like that.
Yeah, man. I just think, pushing the envelope, and doing putting out vibrations that resonate with not only yourself but like with people. And I just think like there's a lot of stress in the world right now, and I think like the more we can feel happy from music, like I'm just a big proponent of that. So I think like people need like love and joy in their lives. So if I can help bring that and bring that to people, like that's my goal. So.
So 5th project.
Yeah.
How many records?
Right now I got 17 on deck, but I'm trying to cut that down a little bit.
Dang.
Okay. So 5th project, you got 17 that you can choose from. So what kind of work ethic is that? Like let's break it down. We making a song a day, song a week, song a month, like what like.
Yeah, for me, I mean, I try to come up with something, at least like a core idea, because I think once you get like a core idea of a song, which for me is like a little melody and like a concept to go with it, like a tight concept, I think like that's a record. You can grow that out into a record. So I try to come up with like an idea like that, as frequently as possible. If I can sit down and come up with a couple ideas, or like every day, I mean, even like, so I try to have like many ideas on deck, and then just see like, okay, like these ones I want to develop, and then these ones are records I can pitch, or these are beats I can try to pitch, and these are stuff for me. So I just try to see like what resonates with me, and then if it does, it sits with me like for a couple of days, then I'll develop it out.
So out of those 17, are you planning to release them all, or kind of cut back and just have some for yourself?
I would say like I'll cut back maybe on a few. As far as like pitching,
I guess as far as like
I got
17
finished Mars records. Yeah.
Wow.
So I'll try to cut down a couple of those just to have like is the best concise album possible. And then I mean, but honestly they're all solid, so they'll probably all come out. And I want to drop honestly everything as a single, just from right now, like the attention you get off a single is always better than a whole project. So I just think like algorithmically it makes sense to like just drop everything, and then but probably not 17 on the project, but everything's coming out most likely, because that's already whittled down a little bit.
100%. Yeah, that's like a really good marketing strategy because that's just more consistent content that you can put out for your fans and people that are following you.
Yeah.
So that's really good, man. That's really cool.
What
Um,
so on the 17, are you gonna have like a listening session, or how, like, is there any outside influence that helps you like chop that down?
Honestly, I will. I've done listening sessions and stuff like that, or like pulled up records with when I'm working with people.
Mm-hmm.
And but as far as like the project through, I've done that before, and I think it works well. But I don't know. For me, I like to go inside my own head and just see like, okay, does
Yeah.
this all sound congruent together? And like, is
Mhm.
this a cool experience to press play on this as a project? You know. So
Yep.
I like to do that. For
Yep.
me, that happens in the car. You know, like just driving. Like for me, like that's how I feel like this is a cool experience, and I can tell for some reason, like just cruising. Like I like to make, I guess, music too that like you can just put on a drive.
Right.
mm,
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah. So I'm excited about your project. I'm glad you're coming on this platform to help promote it.
Sweet.
We love.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no, for sure. We just love having artists and producers and engineers and just industry professionals on here to just really get a chance to express their musical abilities and talents. So, what is some of the takeaways you want your following and your fans to take from this project that you're about to release?
On this project, this is just about like basically coming back to feeling good. So I just want people to be able to feel good, have a good time with it. And like ASMR is just like, kind of you get a chill running down your spine, like with just like the sensory perception, like it just feels good, So it's like it's sensual, it's a little bit, it's grown, and it's fun too. So I think like people can just take away like good energy from it. So that's what I hope it brings.
I love that, man. That's dope. Let's see. Last question, DC.
Yeah.
Cool, man. So anyone that gets into the music industry, there comes, difficulties and struggles. What is one piece of advice that you could give to people that are looking to get into the music industry, that can help them along the way?
I would say know yourself and play to your strengths. So like, I mean, I know that sounds a little bit basic, but it's at the same time deep because like it's hard to give specific advice, but everyone, if you just do a little soul searching, know what your strengths are and play to those. Like you can try to learn how to do like everything by yourself because like the information is accessible in the internet age. But like I would say learn what you do best and then, build a team around you and work with people that you believe in and that are good at different things, and you'll get there a lot quicker, honestly. So know what you do well and play to that, play to your strengths.
Yeah,
I dig
solid.
that.
That's solid.
I dig it. Real quick before we get off, one, we want to play your song. Can you tell me what your song's name again is? What is it?
This song is called Comme des Garçons.
Comme des Garçons. Sorry. Yeah. It's a mouthful for me. Sorry about that. Cool. We're going to play that in just a sec. But before that, could you drop your Instagram handles and social media so anyone that's listening to this podcast can give you a follow?
For sure. Yeah, guys, just go ahead and check out Mars X Daniel on pretty much all platforms. Or just throw me in Google.
Hell yeah.
Boom.
Awesome,
Type that
man.
thing in. Hey, look, I appreciate you coming through the eMix podcast. We go transition to that song and that video. We go turn up. We go have that good, feel good, ride down with your top down music. You know what I'm saying, on the PCH with the sunset. That's what we gonna do. You know what I'm talking about? Hey, Mars.
Let's go.
Appreciate you coming through. Zach.
Thank you so much,
in the
man.
building. Yeah,
Thanks,
man.
guys. Shout out eMix.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, bro.
And you gotta make sure you come back through again when you're ready to drop your next project.
Let's make it happen.
All right, yo.
All right, guys.
Peace.
All right. Well, I just want to say shout out to Ben, Craig, Cassine, Eddie, Raph, Derek, Chuck, and Emix, and also the rest of the team.
Awesome, man. Thanks
Salute
so
to
much.
you guys.
dude.
Let's go.
She wears her heart on her sleeve and I put her in a song. Hit the gas, supersonic, go shawty is her song. Deal sucks up to the knees, only find jewelry on. She go break your heart with these. Come black grass on. Get you sipping up commission. See her pocket wasn't listening. Get you missing when you switching. Whiskey glisten, girls kissing. Got a boot in the back, make you put down 2 racks. Have a heart attack, love sick and it's fast. She wears her heart on the sleeve and I put her in her song. Get the gas, the sun, cool, shawty is her song. Yeah, sucks up to the knees on the fine. She'll break your heart with these. Come let us make you to your pride like T-Clay. Make you ooh ya ooh like 2 day. Try play with you like it's 2K. House waiting, you feel like touche. Got a bag in the bag, make you put down 2 racks. Give you a heart attack, love sick and it's bad. I've been sipping purple like Kool-Aid,